I used to think I knew what love was. Honestly, I really did. I've stayed up on the phone until 3 a.m., said, "I miss you," more times than I can count, and felt that electric buzz whenever her name popped up on my phone screen. And every single time, I thought to myself, this has to be real. This time, it's love. But then, almost like clockwork, something would fade. Not because we argued or betrayed each other. Not because of anything big. Just one day, I'd wake up and feel empty. Like I couldn't find the energy to care anymore. And I hated that feeling. I started wondering, is something wrong with me? Why does love always seem to disappear when it was once so intense? After a while, I began to doubt the entire idea of true love. I told myself maybe people just grow apart. Maybe it's unrealistic to think two people could stay in love without burning out. I started to think, love must be a spark that dies. That's just how it goes. But then, she came into my life. Not with fireworks. Not with some whirlwind romance. Just gently, calmly, steadily. She didn't sweep me off my feet, and I didn't need her to. Being with her felt peaceful, safe, like I could breathe. And for the first time, I didn't have to fight to keep it alive. I didn't have to question my worth every week. I didn't feel drained. I felt restored. That's when I realized, true love isn't chaos, it's clarity. It doesn't confuse you, it grounds you. And I finally understood something I'd never been taught. Loving the right person doesn't feel like losing yourself in them. It feels like finally coming home to yourself. Have you ever felt that? That maybe you've been chasing the wrong idea of love all along? That you mistook excitement for connection or passion for peace? If you've ever wondered whether you're loving the right person, I want to share something with you. Because in this video, I'll walk you through the 8 signs that helped me recognize true love when I found it. Not the fairy tale kind. Not the perfect kind. But the kind that lasts, because it's real. So, if you've ever questioned your relationship, or just wanted to know what love's really supposed to feel like, this one's for you.
I used to believe that if it didn't feel intense, it wasn't love. If I wasn't constantly thinking about her, if I wasn't anxious when she didn't text back right away, if I wasn't jealous every time someone else made her laugh, then maybe I didn't care enough. I confused obsession with passion. I thought the high highs and low lows were normal, even exciting. Like love was supposed to feel like a roller coaster. But looking back, it wasn't love I was chasing, it was adrenaline. And underneath that adrenaline was something darker, insecurity, fear, self-doubt, because the truth is, I didn't really know what healthy love looked like. I knew how to want someone desperately. I knew how to impress, how to sacrifice, how to become whoever they needed me to be, just so I wouldn't be left behind. But I didn't know how to feel safe with someone. I didn't know how to trust that I could be fully seen and still be chosen. Most of the relationships I had before weren't built on understanding or respect. They were built on chemistry and confusion. One moment, we were perfect. The next, we were strangers. And I kept blaming myself for the fallout. Maybe I'm too sensitive. Maybe I expect too much. Maybe I'm just hard to love. But the truth is, it wasn't that I was too much. It's that I kept choosing people who couldn't meet me where I was. I kept ignoring the signs, the emotional unavailability, the lack of communication, the subtle control. Because I wanted it to work so badly, I made excuses for things that didn't feel right. And the scariest part? A part of me believed that real love was supposed to hurt a little, that if it didn't break me open, it couldn't be deep, that if it didn't make me chase or prove myself, it wasn't meaningful. But that belief kept me stuck in cycles that drained me. It made me confuse unpredictability with excitement, and it blinded me to what love actually feels like when it's real, not wild, not reckless, but calm, steady, secure. It wasn't until I experienced the opposite, a love that didn't make me feel anxious, a love that didn't demand I earn my worth, a love that didn't come with a deadline or a test, that I realized I wasn't falling out of love all those times. I was falling out of illusion. And maybe, just maybe, I wasn't broken after all. I was just learning what I truly deserved. Looking back, I can pinpoint the exact moments I knew something was different. that this wasn't another spark waiting to burn out, that this wasn't another person I'd love intensely and lose quietly. There were 8 signs that slowly, gently revealed themselves, and together they made me realize this was love, real love, the kind that doesn't leave. Let me tell you what those signs looked like in my life. 1. We truly understood each other. She didn't need me to explain everything. Somehow she just got it. When I was quiet, she didn't pressure me to speak. When I was overwhelmed, she didn't fix it. She stayed. It felt like I was finally with someone who saw the real me, not just the version I polished for the world. And she stayed, not despite my flaws, but with them. We could laugh like best friends, talk like old souls, and sit in silence without awkwardness. That kind of emotional fluency. That's not something I'd ever felt before. 2. We respected each other's independence. She never made me feel like I owed her my time. She never tried to control where I went or who I talked to. And I didn't need to manage her emotions for her. She had her own life, her own dreams, and I respected that. We didn't become each other's entire world. We became each other's favorite place to land. 3. We looked out for each other in quiet ways. She'd text me, "Did you eat?" Leave little notes in my bag when I had a stressful day. Remind me to take breaks, celebrate my wins, even the small ones. And I found myself doing the same for her, not because I had to, but because I wanted to. Because her happiness started to feel as natural to care about as my own. 4. We were each other's biggest cheerleaders. In past relationships, I often felt like I had to shrink to keep the peace. My growth made others insecure. My dreams felt like threats. But with her, it was different. When I succeeded, she didn't pull away, she lit up. When she succeeded, I didn't feel jealous. I felt proud. There was no competition, no scoreboard, just pure support. Because her joy felt like mine, and mine felt like hers. 5. We were patient with each other's humanness. We had our moments, tired days, misunderstandings, emotional messes. But she never weaponized my flaws, and I didn't use hers against her. We gave each other space to be human, imperfect, evolving, messy. Instead of running away when things got hard, we stayed. We learned how to sit in the discomfort together, not to fix it immediately, but to understand it. And that kind of patience, I never knew it could feel so healing. 6. We knew how to compromise without losing ourselves. We didn't agree on everything. And that's normal. What mattered was that we knew how to listen, how to pause, how to care more about understanding than winning. There were moments where one of us stepped back for the other, not because we were weak, but because we were strong enough to put the relationship first. There was no silent treatment, no punishment, just dialogue. 7. We didn't crave anyone else. This was the first relationship where I didn't feel tempted by what-ifs. Not because I stopped finding people attractive, I'm human, but because no one else felt right. Because the connection we had, the way she made me feel seen, safe, loved, was rare. And I knew it. I didn't want to risk it for novelty. I didn't want a new spark. I wanted us. 8. We made each other better without changing who we are. She never told me to be different, but being loved by her made me want to grow, to be kinder, more patient, more honest, to show up for her and for myself. Her love didn't change my identity. It revealed the best parts of it, and I saw the same in her. We didn't mold each other to fit. We expanded together. And those 8 signs? They weren't loud. They weren't dramatic. They didn't come all at once. But slowly, steadily, they built something solid, something peaceful, something real. So if you're wondering whether you found the right person, look for these signs. Not in the fireworks, but in the foundation. Because true love isn't about how fast you fall. It's about how deeply you stay. I realized what real love looks and feels like, and I didn't want to just know it. I wanted to grow it, to keep it real, to not take it for granted, like I had before. So I started doing small things, nothing complicated, but they helped me stay grounded in the truth of what we had. Here are a few things I do now that you might try too. 1, I pause and ask myself, how do I feel when I'm around them? Not just when we're laughing, but also when it's quiet, when we disagree, when I'm tired or sad. Do I feel safe? Do I feel free to be honest? Or do I feel like I have to perform or please or play a part? Love should feel like exhale, not pressure. If you feel lighter when you're with them, that says something. 2, I journal about the hard moments, not just the happy ones. When something feels off in our relationship, that I write it down before I speak it out loud, I ask myself, is this about them, or is this about me and my past wounds? That habit has saved us from unnecessary fights and helped me see my own patterns more clearly. Self-awareness is love too. 3, I reflect on these 8 signs. One at a time. Are we still understanding each other? Are we still respecting each other's independence? Are we still protecting this bond? And if one of them starts to fade, I don't panic. I talk to her. We figure it out together, because no love is perfect, but real love wants to stay real. I communicate even when nothing's wrong. You know how sometimes we only talk when there's a problem. I stop doing that. Now I say things like, hey, I know we're okay, but can we check in later this week? Or I'd love a little one-on-one time just to reconnect. It's not about being needy. It's about being intentional. Love needs watering even when the sun's out. 5, I ask myself, would I choose this love again today? Not in a dramatic way, just a quiet question. Would I choose to keep showing up for this person today the way we are now? If the answer is yes, even softly, that's enough. And if the answer is unsure, it's an invitation to talk, not a signal to run. Because staying in love is a conversation, not a conclusion. So if you're wondering whether you're in the right relationship, don't just ask how you feel. Ask how you live when you're with them. Look at the patterns. Look at the peace. Look at who you're becoming beside them, because that's what real love does. It holds space for who you are and who you're becoming. There's something I wish someone told me years ago. No relationship is perfect, not even the most loving one, not even this one. There will be days when you misunderstand each other, when you feel distant, when love feels more like work than magic. And that doesn't mean it's broken. It means it's real. Real love doesn't always feel like a fairy tale. Sometimes it feels like choosing to stay when it would be easier to retreat into silence. It feels like trying again, listening again, trusting again. Because you're not just building romance. You're building partnership. You're building safety. You're building a home in someone else's heart and letting them build one in yours. If you found a love that's honest, kind, supportive, one that respects your individuality and encourages your growth, don't take it for granted. Water it, protect it, and speak gratitude into it every single day. And if you haven't found that yet, don't settle for less. Not for company, not for validation, not because you're tired of being alone. The right love isn't perfect, but it makes you more yourself, not less. And that, more than anything, is how you'll know it's real. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a love that felt like this, or are you still figuring it out like I was? What does real love look like to you? Let me know in the comments. And if this video helped you reflect on your own relationships, please share it with someone you care about. Don't forget to like and subscribe to High Day Psych. We're here every day, helping you grow your inner world so you can build a better one on the outside. Thanks for watching, and thanks for feeling with me.